Hello, beautiful Capricorn people. My name is Jessica from Prospect Park Tarot, and I'm here to deliver to you your monthly reading for the month of August 2020. Before we get started, I have no introductory notes, so we will just jump right into our prayer. All right? Thank you so much, Spirit, for using me as a vessel to transmit those messages you believe the Capricorn people should be receiving at this time. I ask for confidence, I ask for clarity, and I ask for cohesion as we embark upon this reading with the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign people. If you are returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. It's great to work with you again. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video, and I hope it resonates. Of course, if it doesn't, there's a slew of amazing tarot readers that will probably resonate with you a little better. So now that our prayer is all said and done, let's get started in the reading. The way that we will do this is we will pull 9 cards. I will explain each card individually just to give you guys the opportunity to draw your own conclusions, just to see if ours match up or to see if you have one that kind of resonates better with you. But at the end, we will look at all of the cards together in a spread and in a story and see what the intention is and what the advice is for the month of August 2020. So now that everything is explained, we are past the formalities. Let's jump right into the reading. All right. Thank you so much, Spirit. What is it that you want the beautiful Capricorn people to know for the month of August 2020? Thank you so much. The first one we have is the 3 of Cups. This is collaboration with others. This is playing with others. This is joy with others. This is coming together with the people you love. This is sharing your ideas. This is sharing your joy, whatever it is. But there's this feeling of sharing that I'm getting. How are you responding to your community, and how is your community responding to you? It seems like that's really important this month since it's the first card out. Thank you so much. Wow. Pisces and Aquarius just got the Hierophant. I feel like for you guys this month, it's going to be about the advisement that you have, the guidance that you have from the people that you love or from professionals that you seek help from. And there's this feeling of they're taking you to a new level with the Hierophant. The education that you reach for at this time, the new information that you fall into or that is given to you is giving you an opportunity to do something at a higher level than you were already doing it. If you have a business, this is like my business is becoming stronger because I've hired a lawyer or I learned this new marketing strategy or whatever the case may be, but there's this feeling of learning something or being guided by someone is giving you an opportunity to do something more powerfully. The next one we have is the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups talks about our connection with our past, our connection with our childhood. With the 6 of Cups, there's a feeling of, there's a feeling of understanding where your motivations come from. There's multiple things that I'm getting from this card. That's why I was so dramatic just now. But the first thing I'm getting is kind of understanding where you're coming from and how that shapes your motivations. Understanding how your younger you has formed you into your bigger you, and the way in which you move, the discipline you have, the decisions you make, and there's a feeling of reconciling with that, of giving that younger part of yourself a lot of love and kind of being like, you know what, I'm doing this for you. I'm being who I am, my Capricorn self, because I want my younger Capricorn self to be proud of me. I want them to know that it worked out. I want them to know that I was strong enough that I did it. Also, I'm getting the feeling of connecting or reconnecting to someone from your past, whether it is to make amends, whether it is just to give you that feeling of nostalgia. There could be somebody who comes back is like, oh my God, do you remember me from high school? Do you remember me from middle school? But it's kind of like coming together with somebody from your past and just kind of basking in the joy that you feel from them. But there's a feeling of your past being met with you in the beginning of August. Let's continue. Thank you so much. The next card we have is the 5 of Cups. The first thing I get with the 5 of Cups is the feeling of dispelling some emotions, dispelling some of our fears, and dispelling some myths about our lives. There's this feeling of, I believe certain things about myself, but they just don't seem to take me where I want to go. They seem to lead me into greater despair. Or there's a feeling of wallowing in those emotions and those feelings that you know might be inaccurate, that might be painted by visions of the past. But there's this feeling of understanding, Capricorn people, that you have the ability to reshape the emotions that you share with certain memories. And there's a need to do that with this Five of Cups. A need to let it spill, you know, not necessarily forgetting a situation or completely separating yourself from a situation or a relationship, but understanding that you can derive new lessons from them, that they can mean new things now. And there's a feeling of you needing to do that because, especially with this Hierophant, thank you so much. Ooh, wow. Okay. Let me finish my statement before we get into that. This is the heart of your reading. We'll get to that. Give me 1 second. But with the Hierophant, there's this feeling of definitely doing the things that you were doing stronger, making decisions that you were making stronger at a higher level, at a more professional level, at a more controlled level of improvement. You know, improvement that's controlled and that's stable, because we're not running. We are ushering ourselves into that. Does that make sense? But let's get into the heart of your reading. It's the Wheel. I get the feeling of you guys might be gifted by somebody. It could have to do with where you also find that information. If it's an advisor, if it is a teacher, if it's some kind of institution, school, religion, the government, you know, but there's this feeling of being gifted something. There's this feeling of, I knew this was the right thing, but maybe it was moving a little too slowly, or maybe I was starting to feel a little restless about everything I was doing. And this Wheel is coming to remind you that no, you are doing the right thing and you're probably doing it well, right? It is you acting as the universe to reward yourself for your efforts, because the only way miracles happen is when we put ourselves in the position to receive miracles, right? If you stay at home, never talk to anybody, never try to learn anything, the likelihood of something good happening is very slim. But there's this feeling of you took some kind of leap of faith. You asked something that you needed or that you wanted, and for that reason, you're getting a yes. You're getting a yes from somebody. You're getting a yes from the universe. I love that for you, Capricorn people. Let's continue. Thank you so much. We got 2 cards that came out at once. The first one is the 7 of Cups. Yep, I definitely get some kind of contemplation. This could be contemplation regarding your past because it falls under the 6 of Cups. There's this feeling of, there's this feeling of, how was I doing this before? I just want to note really quickly, you guys have the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. After that is the 8 of Cups. You guys are moving towards moving away from a situation, but it's coming from deep reflection. It's coming from reflection from your motivations. And when you look at your motivations, you realize that it's connected to your childhood. And after you see that it's connected to your childhood, you're seeing how your childhood shaped your dreams. You're seeing how your childhood shaped your mindset and your emotions. And now you are practicing discernment. Now you are looking at the decisions that you make, at the motivations, at your dreams, and you're saying, you know, this red one, probably that dream that I have in this red cup probably came from a place where I felt fear. It probably came from a place where I felt like I was backed into a corner. This one with the ladder, it probably came from a feeling where I realized I never wanted to be in a situation that I was in my past. You know, this one might come from a feeling of when I saw somebody I wanted to be like, or I saw a situation that I wanted, and it showed me the possibility of abundance that I had to me. But there's this feeling of reflecting on your motivations and reorienting your choices in a more stable way, in a more knowledgeable way. There's this feeling of I'm ascending, not like, oh my God, I'm shooting up and I'm going to heaven, but there's this feeling of you know, my shoulders kind of relax a little differently now. I see the situation a little differently now because I took the time to understand my motivations and where they're leading me. And not only am I dreaming about it and thinking about it, but with this Knight of Wands, I'm doing it. This is not just, oh, I'm thinking about where I can go. This Knight of Wands says you're doing it. You're signing those papers. You're talking to those people. You're doing the things that you said you would do because there's something that you want and you've reflected on it. And it has a lot to do with your community. It has a lot to do with the people that you're around and the motivations that you get from the people around you. It has a lot to do with the information that you're soaking in at this time. If you're leveling up, if you're entering a new grade, if you are promoting yourself, if you're, whatever the case may be, there's this feeling of level up. And now I'm working after I've understood my motivations, after I've went through these reflections of my emotions and my past. The Knight of Wands does. That's all I'm going to say, Capricorn people. And it seems like you're being rewarded for that with the Wheel of Fortune in the heart of your reading. Somebody's seeing that you're doing. They're seeing that despite how you felt before, despite how you looked at a situation before, you're still doing, right? And you still made a conscious decision to move in that direction. I love this for you guys. I really do. The next card we have is the Six of Pentacles, and I must admit, when it came out, it kind of did a spin. So I'm not really sure if it wanted to be reversed or if it wanted to be upright, right? So we're going to read it in both ways, and we're going to see how it fits for y'all. Okay, so in the upright, when I see the Six of Pentacles, I see sharing. I see sharing my effort, sharing my energy, sharing my time, sharing my money. But the thing about sharing is when you share and when you open your hand to give, you also open another hand to receive. There's this feeling of I'm trading what I don't need for what I do need. There's a feeling of I'm opening my channels. I'm opening my currents because there's something about me that understood where I'm going or where I want to go. And I understood it very practically. I love Capricorn people because they're so practical. It might be a stereotype, but the Capricorn people I know, doesn't matter if they make a good or bad decision, they do it in a way that is methodical, right? A way that is thought out, in a way that makes sense to them. There's no bullshit with Capricorn people. But when I see the Six of Pentacles energy, I get this feeling of you are sharing with your community, you're sharing with yourself, you're giving to your ideas, you're giving to your thoughts, and you're giving to the ones that you feel like will reap you the most benefits. You are making great decisions, I want to say, but I don't know who I'm talking to, right? So let's read it in the reverse. When I see the reverse form of this card, I get the feeling of somebody being stingy. I get the feeling of after I've reflected upon my life, I realize that I can't trust y'all. I realize that I don't want to trust y'all. I realize that I'm here by myself. But there's this feeling of you can reflect to get more of something, or you can reflect to close your doors and decide that if you need to do something, you might have to do it on your own. But there's still this feeling of leveling up, whether it's leveling up in a way that makes you feel like you're more independent by yourself, or you're leveling up in a way that makes you feel like the possibilities that you have to be successful in whatever endeavor that you're currently focusing on is heightened, okay? So you can choose to open your hand or close your hand. I would advise towards opening your hand, because when we open our doors, other people open their doors towards us, and then we open more opportunities for the Wheel of Fortune to happen to us, right? And what is the last card for the Capricorn people in this 9-card spread? So thank you so much. That looks like a closed hand. We're going to get into that. But before I get into that, I want to say I only pick cards out of the deck that fall out. If they flip over, I say, okay, whatever. So I just want to let you guys know 2 cards that flipped over. The Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. 333 might be an angel number for you guys this month, and it might show you a conscious decision that you need to make, and it might show you an instance in reality, in the nowness, that's showing you the option you have to reorient a memory that you have pertaining to your childhood to make a decision for your future. Does that make sense? Of being more conscious. Listen to 333. If you see it, say, Am I acting out of a reaction that I've developed from being younger? Or am I acting out of an intention to move toward my future, right? Where are my decisions coming from? I know that was a little jumbled the way I said it, but you just chew on it for a second so you can understand what I meant. All right, so the last card of your spread is the Four of Pentacles. Capricorn people, you're definitely coming into some kind of stability, especially with this Four of Pentacles. There's this feeling of whatever it is that you're working towards, whether it's your education, whether it's your money, whether it's your business, whether it's your job, there's a feeling of, I have what I need. Now, the question comes with, what am I going to do with my new resources? Or what am I going to do with my even stabler resources, right? Am I going to invest? Or am I going to hold and save for something in the future? This Four of Pentacles just gives me the energy of, if you don't feel stable right now, towards the end of the month, you are moving towards an energy where you have more than you need, so that you can either choose to share or choose to save for the future, period. All right, underlying energy, the Ten of Wands. I love this card because this definitely gives me the Capricorn vibe. Although this is Wands energy, it's fire energy. When I see the Ten of Wands, I think of burdens and I think of responsibilities. And when I think of Capricorn people, I think of their responsibilities. I think about the things they feel like they're obligated to do. And I feel like you were questioning those obligations, with this being your underlying energy. Or you're being rewarded for your obligations. The way that you've pulled so far, it's kind of like you have opportunities to grow from them. You have opportunities to invest in more entities that can hold the weight of your vision and hold the weight of your dreams much more stabler. I love that for y'all. I love this whole thing for y'all. And I don't know if you guys notice, but sometimes my voice ranges from, hi, I'm excited, to I can talk like this. And when I was going through your reading, I definitely felt like I was speaking more in my chest voice, kind of like I was more sure of myself, like I was able to breathe a little deeper. Does that make sense? But that's what I'm getting for you guys. I'm getting this feeling of, I'm relaxing my shoulders and I'm speaking from my chest voice, because the decisions I make are the decisions that I mean to make, right? All right, we're gonna get 3 of these. 2, 1 more. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wanted to give you 5. I can't argue. I can't argue with God. It is what it is. All right, let's get started. So the first one says, love. Get some, give some. It will cheer your ass up. You might be sharing your bounty with people. Whatever rewards that you are reaping right now, there may be an opportunity to partner up with somebody or to give to somebody that you've been meaning to give to. The next one says $, $, $. Make it rain, period. We love that, don't we? Can I show you very clear? I want y'all to see that. All right. The next one says, drop the fucking ego. Vulnerability is hot as fuck. Open your hands. Capricorn people, open your hands. Open your hands, open your heart. And allow your decisions to be intentional rather than reactionary. The next one says, don't believe every shitty thought you have. Thoughts can be sneaky, lying bastards. And the last one says, you got a feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside you, listen to that shit. So these oracle cards will mean to you what they mean to you. Of course, I don't know what it means to you. I'm not in your head, right? But let's get into your Divine Feminine card. We're going to pick one oracle. That was easy. It already flew out, right? All right, so the card you have, I do not know how to pronounce this, but it says the High Priestess. I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. I genuinely do not want to attempt, because I do not want to offend any of you. So I will show you the name. Can you see? All right, perfect. So this card comes with a booklet. I will find the page on the booklet so I can show you guys what this card really means a little more deeper. Give me just 1 second to find it. Page 206. Okay, so this card says, over 4,000 years ago, the High Priestess wrote in the exaltation of Inanna, "Most precious lady, beloved by Anne, your holy heart is great." And in the Sumerian temple hymns, "Whatever enters you is unequaled, whatever leaves endures." She is the limitless love and the inexhaustible power that moves through us when we merge with the soul. We each have a personal myth. We each have a Ishtadeva. Deva. I definitely pronounced that wrong. Let's continue. A personal deity who inspires and compels us to bring heaven right here on earth by moving us with the fierce conviction that we are divinely led. This card encourages us to integrate our light and our dark to bring our unconscious aspects of ourselves into consciousness. The High Priestess is often described as the guardian of the unconscious. She is that aspect in all of us that holds the veil of awareness that separates us from our inner depths. This card is about merging the awareness of our soul and all the love and power it gives us with our individual personality or ego. What Swiss psychologist Carl Jung would call personality 1 and personality 2. This card wants you to live and breathe your soul. She wants you to become intimate with it, that there is no longer any separation. There are no more excuses or apologies for how powerful you are. Let me read that again. There are no excuses or apologies for how powerful you are. You are the High Priestess. You are this eternal, she whispers. Your holy heart is this legendary. Let me read the intention that this card brings as well. It says, "I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love." And the Six of Cups talks about the legacy that we leave behind, right? It talks about the time that passes and how we grow from it and what grows from it. So definitely, I'm getting the feeling of you are definitely reconciling every part of yourself, and it is leading you closer to what your success looks like for you this month. And only you know what that success looks like for you. But I feel like it has to do with some money. All right, that was a beautiful reading. Thank you so much, Capricorn people, for enduring this with me. We will speak soon enough. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a great rest of your month. And now I will disappear. Bye.